I compare competitive rec, I normally use TFL because South Florida Sun divisions, they are cheap. So I normally, also for the friendlies, I use that
As a base.
Yeah, I can send you what the proposed TFL one is. Sorry, I just don't have it readily available. Sorry, yeah. I mean, I have it, I'll send it to you. Just remind me.
All right, but thank you for giving us all that information, though, and I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Yeah, like I said, it's a proposal. I mean, I just look at it and I know that their expenses is not, just uniform shirts too and pants, socks. The kit used to be under $100. Now you're talking almost $200 for a kit, and
Yeah, the kids went up.
so they have their expenses too, and not saying, it's like everybody does and everything goes up, and
when you raise the prices.
$250 all the way.
it's been 4 years, and it's not just one or two people like, hey, we need to get paid more. It's quite a few of them. I mean, and some of them are people that we've known, and let's just put I want to say our senior referee, when he says something to me, I put a little more attention to it. I'm not calling him out by name, but
Alrighty.
Marine's prize went up too, if you want to.
Rose didn't like that.
Alrighty, anything else with?
With regards to recreation, no, just, I mean, I hate to do this, but everything seems to have gone.
Everything seems to be okay so far.
But no, nobody's complained to me about anything.
And again, and if you can just remind the refs, just if they feel or hear or see that something wrong, they can make a decision on their own regarding that, as opposed to waiting for either myself or somebody else to stop a game on their behalf. If there's a parent or whatever like that doing something that they shouldn't be doing or saying something, I shouldn't have to step in and ask the ref to stop the game while I talk to the parent.
Is that recreational or?
In rec.
Okay, so I think that may be, I'll take some responsibility, because I try to tell them to be a little bit more patient with people in recreation and if Jerry Fernando.
I don't mind the patience, I just don't like it directed at the younger guys.
Yeah, I know, but it's like they're also trying to
Like that one.
learn their footing. Like, how much do I really?
All right,
Because they also, one of the things with the new referee review policy, it goes straight to FSR and straight to the federation. It's not like a normal, like a competitive game where there's a red card and it comes to me first as the assigner, I look at it and I make sure it's good, and then it goes to the league or whatever. It goes straight. They fill it out online and it goes straight to that. So if they were to throw out a parent, then they're also looking at the club facing negative feedback or negative actions from there, because there is no, remember, every time the penalties double, and it's monetarily too, so I don't want to.
all right.
As you know, one comment on the referees. I know the one game, we have a red card, right? So the referee, like the reports, they mark a red card in the corner, I'm not gonna read that, you know what I mean? I look in the score, it look clean, next page, you know what I mean, when I put the scores. So when it's a red card, be sure that when I see all notes, I know something happened, so I can read it. I'm not gonna read, who got yellow card and, oh, look at me, it's a red card in the corner,
Are they supposed to put like whatever it was for?
Yes, it's supposed, the codes are on the bottom of the sheet and filling it
But it's
out.
supposed to be writing, like we don't compare it,
Yeah, red card, yeah, they should write on
They
there.
just click, whatever, they put something on the little square.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna read that when I'm just passing the scores, one by one.
Just an explanation so that we can
Yeah,
address it.
I'll remind them to.
And be sure that they return the thing cards.
He said he couldn't find you on Saturday. Seriously, I'm not.
Oh, nobody can find it.
Yeah, he wasn't there Saturday.
Does anybody else have anything for Shinoy, for recreation?
Oh, no, not for the just to know competitive, we're gonna start having Wednesday, Thursday games, so you are aware. They're not team big.
Diego?
No, we have
You-
Carmine, we have
Blake.
Nye, we have too many.
Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into,
That's coming to you.
we'll get into that as to why that might be happening once we get to
You know,
that.
a lot of games were canceled and forfeit and all that, and a lot of games they wanna play and whatever, you know, so they can pay us $7.40. That's my answer to everybody. Any day,
And
$7.40.
the lights go off at 8.
All righty, let's move forward. Somebody like to put in a motion for recreation adjournment?
Motion to adjourn the recreation part of the meeting at 7:15 PM.
All righty, recreation portion of the board meeting is adjourned at 7:15 PM. Call to order competitive portion of the board meeting, president's report, DLC report. Just a couple of highlights. Our U14 black team finished the FSPL season in first place, which qualifies them, if I'm not mistaken, for Sunshine Conference,
Yes.
which is a very big deal. They are also, currently they advanced to the State Cup Final 16, which is a nice feat in itself. Our two U17 teams, our U17 white team finished second in FSPL, and our black team finished fifth. That was out of a division of 8. And in a division of 9, our U13 black team finished in 5th place in FSPL. I think that's a great job by all of them, considering it was their first year participating in the State Cup and getting an opportunity to play at that high level and FSPL. So congratulations, nice job to those guys.
Is FSPL over now?
FSPL is over outside of the playoffs. We still have the playoffs. Treasurer's report, Amy?
Okay, so for the competitive checking, started at $194,666.23, ended with $189,965.33. That was the
Sorry.
checking.
9965.33.
The savings, $50,047.90. Ending balance, $50,049.60. And the stipends still at $769.59.
Okay, so for the competitive side on the treasurer report, the checking started at 194,660.
666.
Ooh, that's why I didn't get it. .23, ending at 189,965.33. Savings ending at 50,049.60, and the stipend stayed at 769.59. Motion to accept.
I second that.
All righty, the treasurer's report for March 2025 for the competitive program will be approved and accepted. Registrar referee report, Shinoy.
So far, I have 320 plus 35, roughly 355 registered competitive players.
How much?
355.
It's
roughly.
actually 346.
Could be slightly off just because the rec players that kind of played on the team what are they, guest
Yeah,
played or
just
whatever.
us playing, yes.
Whatever, it kind of,
That's
so
what
it
it
could be
is.
slightly off
Okay.
from that. And and I checked earlier this morning, I believe we were at 249 for tryouts.
That sounds right. It also sounds very low, though.
Like going through my emails now, I'm trying to,
No,
there's more coming
that's
in, so
about,
it's,
that's about what it is. That should hopefully double.
Yeah, I'll start hammering it.
well, my only technical area of concern would be that you have, like I said, 350, whatever.
You want to get at least that.
You should have at least 350
Yeah, that's
in
what
the
I'm saying.
tryout, at least, you know what I mean? But
The majority of our current players have yet to register.
like I said, that's, I mean, but just to kind of get them to do that, because it does make, when the season starts, it just kind of goes like from 0 to 100 in August, no matter how much Vanessa and I try to get people to do their stuff, it's,
Yes.
oh, I need these passes tomorrow, and I can't, anyway, so it helps if they all register, because it just makes life easier in
Yes.
the back end.
Do we get charged for people registering for tryouts?
No, there's no fee for that, because there's not, it's a program thing, it's not. It'll go, once we convert that into the program, so like, if you register and you don't try out or you don't get accepted, you know, you're not on a team, it doesn't,
All right.
it's zero.
All right.
Converts over
I just
to-
didn't know if there was some got sport fee. No? Okay. All righty.
Oh, listen, honestly, I wouldn't say next year that won't be the case, you know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah, that's when we'll be looking for somewhere else.
everybody's charging for everything, I don't know how else to,
Tournaments now, they charge a GOT sport fee.
yeah.
Alrighty, if you have nothing else,
For the registration part, just, if anybody's got anything pending, I don't think,
No.
any advancements.
to go with the registration link. It's just a
Yes.
matter of when it goes live.
Yeah, you just tell me, I gotta take off that one uniform thing, and then, so by tomorrow technically, it should be able, if you want me to turn it on, I can turn it on, just,
For comp.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're asking for comp?
Actually, for both. Go ahead, may as well turn them
well, I
on.
can't turn on comp until we do the tryouts,
Yeah.
Until after tryout? Yeah, okay, that's right. that's
because I'll
right.
just convert,
But turn the recreation one on, though.
okay.
May as well get them
Do it, I'll turn it on
going on
tomorrow,
that.
and I'll send you guys the link, but try not to have the competitive people register on just the competitive, and unless you guys are offering a discount for early registration, I don't know, but I'd rather them not register. Like, let's say a rec player is just not sure, and, you know, let them go to tryout first,
Yeah.
then make that decision to register in rec.
Yeah,
No, I think it worked out well
yeah,
last season.
it worked out really good.
Yeah, and then, because then the ones that start after the fact, those are the ones that I have them register under the comp
Yeah.
registration link, so I already know now who's newer.
Other than that, there really isn't anything else, I mean,
No, we're good. I think there's just going to be one kid, but I'm waiting for him to finish something.
just a reminder, all the coaches will have to do that level 2 background check. So
You can stick around, because we're going to talk about that in a little bit.
this, there's nobody that's going to force through that system in terms of, if you didn't get your stuff done, don't expect to pass. Like, it's not me. Unless that gets approved, I can't do anything for you. It's impossible, the way the system is set up. It's impossible for me to even call down to the FYSA office and say, hey, can you guys push that through? It's not going to happen.
So, you know, if the fingerprint, right, if the board members need to do it, right?
Yes, everybody will need to do.
So if you are board member, coach, and referee, so you need to do 3?
No, you should do 1, but you're going to have to make sure that your social security number won't change regardless, and your email needs to be the same.
For all 3
So
platforms.
like, you know, technically I have an email for my referee stuff and then one for my thing.
You use the same for everything?
Yeah, there's a back-end way of doing that if somebody has that issue, like they absolutely need to keep it differently. just have them get with me and we could work that out. But generally, if they can keep it all the same, like I said, the social security number is going to stay the same regardless, so. And
And referees for high school is the same too, or is last?
that doesn't stay, that you have to do, even though it's the same check, you have to do one for FYS, for soccer, for youth soccer, and then you have to do one for high school or schools. So you're going to pay double the price, I don't know, I mean, for the same check.
Well, that falls on the referee.
That's why.
But it also falls on every coach.
Every coach, so,
Every manager,
Every coach,
assistant.
manager, board meeting, so ultimately, the club pays for the coaches and the managers and everything. So, well, that's the way that I
here's the
kind
thing
of
though,
look at it.
you're gonna have to, you're gonna unfortunately subject that coach to doing all the work, because they can't interact with the kids.
Well, that's why I've been archiving.
I would say, hey, I would more rather, just my recommendation, a coach and a manager. That manager could be your assistant coach, or they,
I've also,
but rather than having, a coach, an assistant coach, an assistant coach, and then like that, you got to limit, you know what I mean? Well, I should say, that's my recommendation, you guys do what you feels best.
I have a,
But you don't need a coach and assistant coach, because unless you guys want to pay for those, don't make a difference.
so we're gonna talk about it in a little bit, but theoretically, it starts, at the beginning of the 25 season, correct?
Yes. So
would also
essentially
be
June,
affected.
like, I would think of it as like June 1st, because everything will be
Just like
done.
everything starts up again.
And I can't stress to you guys enough how much it's going to be looked at, it's going to be addressed, especially with our present situation and our former.
Well, not just that, I mean, if a couple of days ago in California, what happened over there.
I'm talking on a local level,
Yeah,
because
no,
that
but
is
I'm
actively
saying
going on.
this is like, that's really expounded it, because now it's all over national news.
Yeah, so.
And,
That's why, like, when I'm out, I tell these, I know some of the kids don't like it, but like, you're not on this team, you got to get off this bench. There is a safety aspect to it.
so real quick, about, boy, geez, it seems like a year ago when they decide on all this, I was sent some type of a link. Was anybody else sent that link for the fingerprints?
You and I were probably the only ones who got it.
Okay, and now explain how this works. So that link is provided to all the people we want doing it.
Okay, so it is entirely, when I say up to, as a club, I'm referring to you guys, us, to determine who do we send that to. The problem is, if I send it to you, and Fernando's your friend, and you send it to him, Fernando gets the free ride, even though he's not a coach. So we have to be really, and they can't randomly.
But isn't that how you get everybody to fingerprint?
Yes, that's how you think.
So
What I'm
the
saying
club, our club link gets sent, so I could give it to him and her and every coach. And when they go to get their and that,
But that will bill us the $50.
correct.
So my point is, though, if Fernando has no intention of coaching for Royal Palm, unless hypothetically
That's my point.
Benson Beach,
But that's my point. What's not to say that that link can be shared, and then we are responsible
that's why I
for
said
that.
we are responsible.
Now,
So
let me ask you something, and I don't know. It's a way that we can do on-site fingerprints.
No,
No.
because it's sent to, there's a certain place that we have to send them to.
yeah, so there's no one particular spot that you can go to. I mean, there's these companies that have the contract.
But I thought, the way that I read, there was a specific place that they go to locally.
It's basically any one of these UPS stores, anybody that does fingerprints they'll go there with that link. So what they'll do is they'll go online, use the link, it'll set them up, and then it'll says, please select you know, you got these 10 places, these are the appointment times and whatever, and you pick
right.
one of them, and then they just send you around it. But they're just collecting your fingerprint.
Is
and it
there a
goes-
notification to us when a fingerprint appointment is made, or? Yeah,
And
see,
that's not
good.
controlled, we have no say-so in that, because we've all asked those
And why,
questions.
why the club need to pay for that? Why the person don't pay and we give them a
Because
grant?
we're asking them to volunteer.
And do it where they go and pay for it independently, and then,
We pay for them. It's the same thing with the
I understand
background
that, but there's no the same $10, well, I don't know how much you pay. $10 we pay for the background?
no. They can go pay the same fee that we're gonna pay, and then, if you guys wanted to refund them that, so you don't give them the code.
check. We're not gonna get coaches doing it that way.
I understand, that's why I said, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you gotta make it real explicit to them, like, hey, this
We
is
could
only
have
for you
them-
and you only, and go do it, you know what I mean?
What you should do, I think, is
Like 50,
maybe
I think it's,
our coaches meeting, have them, we'll have this set up right there, and as they come in,
I'm
they
sorry, I know what you're
register.
talking about, yes.
They don't get
But
the
this
link, we'll
fingerprinting
just have
one
a
is like
computer
50
set up,
plus that
1 or 2
40.
computers, and have them pre-register it, that way it's only on our systems.
That might be a long-ass meeting, though.
Well, as they come in, they just need to know, okay, you're gonna log in and you're
Yeah,
gonna,
maybe we'll do that.
we'll have to get a couple,
And then what about those like late people? I guess it'll be
Yeah, but
minimized.
but then we'll have to,
Be sure there's no barcode that they can do with the phone and.
no, we'll just have it set up with the link and then they register right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some more information on this.
Ian,
Because if
but
you
that's gonna
send
go up
it,
too, again,
and then
I know
I
it's
send
gonna
it,
go
and
up.
then I want to send it to my sister, I could send it to her, and we're all paying for us, for everybody.
That's my point.
I know.
Like, so you're gonna have to put some thought into how you guys wanna work that out.
Now, you know what, listen, you know what we can do? We can do a check, right? And you can give you the check in the coaches meeting. Oh, that's your fingerprint.
Yeah, but if they never go
I'm
do it,
gonna highly recommend against that, only because
Or we can sell the money, but you pay for your own. You know, we can sell the money to every coach.
you wouldn't be able to do a check in any, well, you could do a check and a refund, but the way the system is set up, you either put in a credit card or you,
Yeah,
Have
but
that
if
link.
you give you a sell, you can give you a check. You pay for your own fingerprint.
you
and then
register
we
each
refund them
person.
the money.
No, we give them money up front.
Does the fingerprint.
We give them money in the coaches meeting.
At $50 and I didn't do my background check.
You do have that,
Listen, you already know who's gonna be the coach in the meeting.
right, that's what I was saying.
I'm just saying, I think, like, let's, if I were, I'm just gonna, sitting here, we're not gonna,
Yeah, we'll figure it out,
telling you guys.
Look, I think we have a lot of open comments from membership right now, so we're gonna get to all that. Anybody? Okay,
thank you so much,
all
yes,
righty. I think
thank you.
everybody's questions were answered. All righty, Shinoy, thank you. Good seeing you. If you have trouble getting here and you ever want to just call in. I'd be more than happy to keep you on.
It's horrible.
All right.
We can do the meeting at 9.
Yeah, bite your tongue.
All righty, unfinished business, tryout registration and website updated. That's all done. Let's maybe go online, everybody take a peek online and just see what things could be updated. The more eyes, the merrier. Balls, vests, and volunteers for tryouts. Are we good with all 3 of those?
Balls, I will get those ready in the bags like I always do. Vests are already washed and ready to go.
Okay.
And volunteers, I'll just now start since
Do
it's
that
easy.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll have a sign up probably maybe tomorrow. Alrighty, this is the big one. This is like the $1 million question that doesn't let me sleep at all at night. Ron's had a very easy meeting thus far. Ron, field update for scheduling purposes for us. There's no possible way that if this in fact is going to happen, that maybe it could get started during the summer, since it's already been budgeted for, the turf. The turf? You don't think that could happen? You just make it so much easier. Do you know when they are anticipating it, or maybe just go in and talk to Mark? I'll go in and talk to Mark and try to figure
No,
something out.
they haven't gave me no date. Like I said, you can go talk to Mark about it, but I can find out for you more about it tomorrow.
All right, because we're just trying to figure out, like, for scheduling for the fall season, then our competitive stuff and our tournament and all of this, some of the things are, we can work around. We can double up weekends during the rec season. For the comp season, we can front load and back load the home games, or even say, we play our games away. I mean, it is what it is. No, but even if we have to give up home games, the big thing will be that slam. We have no,
Full season away.
yeah, that'd be so much easier. No scheduling
Let
for
them deal
Fernando.
with
No, Fernando be kicking back.
All the game, full season. Hey, you can take 6 months with me, okay?
But, yeah, I'll go in and see also if you're not able to get anything. New business, coaches and managers meeting we have tomorrow with the competitive coaches and managers. Things that we're going to be addressing. I'd kind of told people I don't want any games after tryouts. My reasoning for that is I don't think that's a cool thing to do. Kid leaves the team, signs somewhere else, and he's still playing with us for the remainder of the year. On the flip side, somebody new comes into us, playing with us. Okay, well, you can watch us play the rest of the year. I know some teams have already scheduled games.
3.
And, the tournament ones I get, they're going away for a tournament. They already registered. That's really not an issue. That's not an issue because of, number one, it doesn't affect our home field. So that's one thing. But that's kind of why I don't want games beyond tryouts.
Home and away, right?
I'd prefer no games at all, like home or away. I definitely don't want home games, if at all possible.
I don't schedule home games.
Okay,
The problem is schedule away because they never come.
yeah, okay, so I prefer the away games if anything, but I don't even want away games if we're able to squeeze it in before the tryouts. Registration link is all set.
Already advised them, right? All the managers.
Well, they're going to be really advised tomorrow, so.
Just so you know, EDP, technically, their spring season.
Yeah, it extends beyond, that's why I'm saying the front load.
Yeah, June 30th.
June 30th?
Yeah,
What?
That's,
Since when?
you can't, the season's over.
I know. That's what it says on their website.
That's wrong. That can't be. EDP, June 30th? I mean, the contracts for the players are over May 30th.
Technically, if your team is staying together and you want to play on June 29th or whatever.
You can replay for the.
Yeah, that's, well, that's good to know because that'll help us decide with what leagues we participate in the spring next season.
Just don't do
Because
that.
that's,
Yeah, no, not that one in the spring, no.
that's great info.
I had no idea.
I had no idea about that.
Another league, the same rules?
No, May 30, whatever.
Memorial Day weekend is
Yeah.
usually when the
That's done.
season, it's the weekend after the State Cup final, which is always Memorial Day weekend. So. All right. All righty. Yeah, great info there, Amanda. I had no idea. Uniform sample, Vanessa and I spoke about this. You'll have that for tomorrow night. I don't want that gray.
Is the black. I showed you the tag.
It doesn't look black.
That is black. They
The
consider black
picture
and
that I
white.
sent you when I went there, you
That
remember how
is the
dark
same,
it looked?
yeah, and that's the same one.
That's crazy. It looks gray.
It's charcoal. It is. It's like a charcoal black.
That's fine, but it looked like
white?
gray.
No, we have white.
Yeah, white, but. All right, referee abuse. This one, Shinoy kind of touched upon it. Boys would just keep stressing it, keep stressing it. A lot of the referees that work at our facilities, over the years, you get to know them, you actually like these guys, even though you don't agree with their calls a lot of times, but don't want to see them having to put up with nonsense. They're out there just trying to make some money. You know, they didn't sign up to be abused or harassed in any way. So whether it's on the website, we'll touch upon that obviously tomorrow night. Just
It
to
was actually
remind
better
people.
this season on rec. I didn't think it was that many
I
issues.
think in comp it's been really good.
Yeah, comp has been very
Rec,
good.
because you just have, you know what I mean, the
Yeah.
expectations, whatever. I don't know, I don't understand. Coaching assignments will be discussed. I've made all of my coaching assignments for next season. And again, there are going to be some like really unhappy players, parents, coaches. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to do what I feel is best for the program, best for the teams, best for the kids, best for the coaches, whatever. So it's a balancing act, but ultimately I try to make the decision where I place each coach with regards to the benefit of our club. Level 2 background requirement, we'll be discussing that, and, you know, it'll be mostly, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see kind of thing, but just so they know something's coming. Coaches' photos, do we want Anna or Diego to do it? Diego normally does them at the coaches' meetings.
I think Diego does comp and Anna does a rec, right? Normally.
So I'll just have Diego do it then. And then this way he can
Is he
work
going to
his
be there?
magic. I thought the coaches' photos looked amazing last year. He photoshops
The
them,
meeting is for coaches for next season?
coaches for next season, where they find their assignments and everything. The assignments will be made public tomorrow.
Coaches already know?
No. No. So,
You're going tomorrow?
so,
Are you going to have
Yeah.
a list for us so we can see the
yeah, no, I
team
have,
name and stuff?
yeah, it'll be,
It's going to be, drop the mic.
so I was saying, might have to have police at the meeting tomorrow.
Shanoy, you got to be there. He needs backup.
No, but I think Diego does a great job with, you know, and if you notice, there's a lot of the ones that were latecomers, yet we were all uniformly dressed. That was Diego working his magic with that stuff, so good job from him. Does anybody else have anything to say?
Thank you.
Sure. Shut up. All righty, I guess that,
Hey, Mal, I just want to clarify one thing with the increases on the compensation for the registrar administrator. That's an additional 25
additional.
per player, right? Because I
Correct.
forget
Correct.
offhand how much
Yep.
it is, but I
Yes,
was going
an
to make sure I had that right.
additional.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
and another, and I will get with Amy at some point to give you the coaches' amounts so that I can have those in hand. You're probably not going to be able to do them by tomorrow. I don't expect that by tomorrow. Up to you if you have them.
Tonight, maybe I could.
All right, if you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. It'd just be so much easier with everybody. And, you know, I'd probably prefer not to have them tomorrow.
Together,
Yeah,
with all
just
those.
because, yeah, it might not be. Let me see how they react. We might be able to save some money.
You might have to write a couple.
Yeah, we might not have to give some of them out. All right, that's it. If somebody wants to do,
I'd like to make a motion to end the competitive portion of the Royal Palm Beach Strikers meeting at 7:43.
I second that.
All righty, competitive portion of the board meeting is adjourned.
Bam.
All right, good, yeah.